What's up? We're back for another video. Isn't this great? Guys? That I can just be back and just show my face again. And just annoy some of you guys are annoyed. That's why we do it. That's why I live for it, guys. That's why we are here. All right, I'm also not gonna make like a specific video. It's gonna be me talking to y'all and stuff. I feel like I cannot make like videos like this. So for right now, guys, protect your energy. That's all I can tell you guys. Just protect your energy. I mean, there's like a lot of sick motherfuckers running around. A lot of sick motherfuckers running around do not want to get no treatment. Yeah, guys, I'm just telling you guys, there's just some guys so just like that. They're like, I'm sick. I'm going to die soon. Fuck it. They walk with this mentality. They just don't care. If they're sick, if they have like a sickness, if it's contagious, they don't fucking care. They just fuck it, my life sucks. Guys, you got to deal with this, Daily, you have these guys. So I'm just telling you guys, it's best for you to protect your energy. Don't be getting into no fights. It's not worth it, but you can do it, guys. You can do whatever you want. But I'm just telling you guys to not do this. Yeah, guys, we could be here and talk a little bit about One Piece. I've been just watching a lot of One Piece. We're gonna talk about the anime in general. Toei, all this shit they done. I'm just so happy with it lately, I've not really been watching anime like that, but I'm just happy. I'm just recognizing it now. The stuff that I like. That's why I also never started I don't really start new animes. I know I've been getting suggestions to watch these animes, but I don't fucking care. I don't care. I feel like anime-wise, I've seen it all. I don't care if you like Bleach that much or Hunter x Hunter. All these animes, guys, I'm just telling you guys. At the end of the day, they're kind of all the same. So why should I watch them? Exactly. Why should I watch it? Watch it. I have to talk about this because I also just noticed the way the state of YouTube is. It's gotten very shit, because I wanna watch YouTubers, but I can't. Most of your YouTubers are just not good. Most of you YouTubers do the same stuff, repeat each other over and 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 over. And I'm like, enough, I don't. Most of your YouTubers have grudges and traumas and cannot let go of them, and you do, and then you make your videos. Sometimes it's good to do other stuff. Sometimes it's good to get outside help. Get some help, and then you come back, and then you make your YouTube video. It's gonna be way better, You're not gonna be always talking about the same shit. And I'm just telling you guys, and that's why I do not want to watch a lot of you guys' channel. Not all of y'all, but the majority. I'm like, you guys just talk about the same stuff. You guys just say stuff. You guys don't come with anything new. I mean, the Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced for a minute now. We all know. We all heard about it. We all know about it. Come on, guys. What else you want to talk about? Also, all the other video game companies come on, it's over. We heard enough. Stop it. Can you make videos with other topics? Can you talk about something else other than everything the same year? In June is supposed to fuck that. And that's why we gotta be here and talk about One Piece. So the Elbaf arc. First we should mention the fact that the One Piece live action is only being released 2026. Let's talk about that first. Let's talk about that for a minute. This really sucks, dude. This really sucks, bro. And I already talked about this, but going back, this fucking sucks. Fuck them. you guys who make the One Piece live action, you guys officially made me not care about the live action anymore. I don't care for it. I don't care for it anymore. Guys, the video with Mihawk fighting Zoro, the small clip on YouTube has 11 million views. This is just a small fight from the first season. And if this gets 11 million views, guys, how many views would the second season get? How many? Especially if they already add Gear second in season 2, or even Gear 5, if they already show us Luffy with like a gear form, you know how many views this would make? So I'm like, why are you guys not doing it then? You know, you guys want to not delay, but your release date is scheduled for 2026. So that's all we get. So we don't get like season 2 this year, and then next year potentially season 3. No. And you guys do that while we get like a bunch of shitty shows for Netflix. But you know, Netflix, all their shitty shows, they're gonna get all new season. This is not fair. This is just not fair, bro. This stinks. This is fucked up. This should be illegal. And that's why I don't care about the One Piece live action anymore. You can show me Chopper, Tony, Chopper. You can show me this. I do not care, bro. The same with GTA. I'm sorry I have to beat up a dead horse. Sorry I have to beat up a dead horse, you know, but there's some of y'all, you can still not like hear enough news about GTA 6, even if it's already been scheduled for next year, man. Come on, guys. It's the same with GTA 6. Happened to be dropped next year. So why you think I'll be here hyping this? I'm not gonna hype none of this. I'm not gonna hype nothing that's gonna come in 12 months, bro. What the fuck, bro? So you are telling us to basically do not enjoy nothing. Don't enjoy shit. Don't enjoy life. Wait for us until we give you guys what you want, because you guys know exactly. Because some of y'all watch my YouTube. Some of y'all watch. I know some of y'all watching my YouTube channel. And you know what I talk about, what I like. So like, oh, this guy, he really likes One Piece. So let's fuck him up by only releasing it next year. So we would have to make One Piece content for 12 months. There. I could even be like not talking about One Piece at all anymore. You know, for this. You know. You guys are lucky that One Piece is originally an anime. Because I came more for the anime. But you guys doing this after the hiatus. You guys do know that One Piece just recovering and just now getting out of the hiatus, and you want to do this. That's why, guys, I don't care. Fuck the live action. Fuck everything that gets released 2026. Why should I care? I just see whatever like comes out this year, and if that's still not enough. But this year is actually pretty big deal, you know. And yeah, we've been waiting. It's been about time. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. It's been about time. I don't want to have no lousy years anymore where like nothing like actually happened. Nothing really released. No. These guys most likely were like under pressure. They were like, you know, we can't do this year. Let's do it next year. Fuck it. But then I don't care, bro. I don't care. And you know, fuck them. They could have made it this year bigger than it is, but you know. So that's why we're just gonna talk about the anime. The One Piece. One Piece is just great. One Piece is at its finest. One Piece, especially the manga, but the anime also looks kind of crisp. The manga looks, the anime looks kind of crisp, deli fucking licious. All right, this is how much I like it. The anime, many are still criticizing it and be like, you know, One Piece would be even be better if we would already be, you know, the Laugh Tale or something, which I agree. I would love to see how Laugh Tale will be like now, because Laugh Tale is still not the end. It's not. It's not quite the end. There's still things gonna happen. It's one of the last arcs, but that's what we want, guys. And we're not gonna get it anytime soon. Elbaf could last for a year now. Who knows? Maybe 2 years. It depends what Oda has been cooking. If it's really big of a deal, it's gonna be 2 years. If it's like still a big deal, but something more like Egghead, then it's gonna be 1 year. But you see, guys, how long Egghead is going. It's still like anime. It's in anime wise almost over, but it's still going for a long time, bro. And it's kind of disappointing. But then again, I take for what it is, and One Piece for what it is, it's still great. It's still great. One Piece for not having the pace that we wanted as like long-time fan. We're not talking about but also some who like newly like got into One Piece also would wish that One Piece would like pick up the pace a little bit. But for this anime, it is great. I have to say I really enjoy watching it. Even this date, the anime is just great. We're about to be like reveal a lot of stuff. I might spoiler. It's even though it's not really my intention to spoiler, but for you guys who have not really like followed the manga, maybe it would be better for you to click away until you guys seen it. But that's where we're at, guys. If you really care, if you don't want to get spoiled, but that's where we're at, guys. It's gonna be the big brawl. I just found out that Luffy's Devil Fruit and Loki's like almost like Luffy's Devil Fruit, but like a little bit different, and that's why Blackbeard is after. So I'm already making theories that Blackbeard has to fight Loki before Blackbeard's gonna fight Luffy, but before that he might like fight Loki, and Blackbeard wins, and maybe Loki had a chance, but maybe Blackbeard plays like dirty, fights dirty, and uses his crew members, and they overwhelm Loki, and then Blackbeard gets to get his Devil Fruit, and then Luffy fights it, and then Luffy beats Blackbeard. This is how I see it. I could be wrong, or maybe if Oda sees this, he might just change it. But this would actually be great. Because if Luffy fights Blackbeard now without Loki's Devil Fruit, without another additional Devil Fruit, it still would be close, but Luffy would still win. So it'd be more interesting if Blackbeard, and come on, guys, Blackbeard as a villain has been too long in development to not actually have more wins. Blackbeard we get to see Blackbeard since like very early. Where is it? Mocktown is it called? Since Mocktown you kind of get to see him, or maybe even sooner if you count the flashback where Ace fights Blackbeard. That's where you get to see him like the very first time. So he has not been in the very first. But the way they position Blackbeard is great. But you seen Blackbeard having his fight, like surprisingly more. Like Blackbeard, they showed a lot of fights. For a villain, they showed a lot of fights. You didn't see Doflamingo in a lot of fights, besides like the fight with Luffy, or Anal, or Crocodile. But Blackbeard. So Blackbeard was meant already to be in a lot of fights. Alright, so it would make sense if Blackbeard would have another fight or a few fights and still be the winner and still be on top. Until like Luffy really like just puts him down, and just to show you guys that Luffy was always meant to overpower Blackbeard. But they don't want to show you guys right away. They never going to. One Piece is like all about the journey. So the fight's gonna be even better. If they just gonna go right away, none of y'all gonna like this, and they know it. They're never gonna do this. One Piece, they are always good with the fights. They're always good. They never mess up fights. They already know like how the build up is. They can't do this. They can't do this, guys. So this is how I imagine it. you know. And I hear many of you guys also mention that Sanji is supposed to be stronger than Zoro. I don't know. Is it true, guys? Do you guys think Sanji's stronger than Zoro, or you guys think Zoro is stronger than Sanji? Because Sanji could still have some trick of his sleeve. But this, you could say the same for Zoro. You know, honestly, you could say the same for Zoro. Zoro might also still have trick of his sleeve, but I hear many say that Sanji is stronger than Zoro rather than Zoro be the second strongest. We don't know yet. We're about to find out. We're about to find out about everyone, their true role and stuff. We're about to see all of this in the manga though, the anime, you know. But One Piece is almost done though. One Piece looks like One Piece only gonna have like about, let's say, 3 arcs. I don't know. I'm not know for sure, but it looks like they're gonna have 3 arcs, 2 big arcs, 1 like smaller arc, and it's gonna be it. You know, they're gonna show everything. You're gonna see everything. It makes sense to me, you know. And I heard many of you complain, One Piece being too long, the episodes being too dragged out. But if you look at it, if that's all we get, then it's still great. So I don't know why you guys are hating. You know, it's like when we talk about all these animes or all about these things we got, the movie series, the golden eras and stuff. If we talk about that, like, yeah, we have a lot of complaints, but if you talk about like something really great animated One Piece, you guys hate, and which just, you know, triggers down us having nothing at all. If we go on like this, we're gonna have nothing at all. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm almost done. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm saying. These animes like One Piece and stuff, they all have kind of the same inspiration. If you take One Piece and Naruto and Dragon Ball, they all have the same inspiration. A lot of you took inspiration from Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee, you guys knew, that's why you did it. Or even Drunken Master, the movie Drunken Master. In Naruto, they show you references from Drunken Master. So we kind of can tell. We can tell. Many of y'all are gonna be like, you can't tell the ending, but we kind of can tell the ending. We can tell. Like, even if you would have to go actually check out the MCU movie, it's gonna tell you a lot about the One Piece ending. Just a few hints. It cannot be that far-fetched. Of course, One Piece gonna have some uniqueness. That's why we like it. We like also One Piece for the uniqueness. All right. Like, if you look at Whitebeard, but now Blackbeard's devil fruit power, there's like some uniqueness. You never seen this. You never seen this in no anime. Somebody like punching the air and like tsunamis happening and stuff. And that's how I appreciate the anime. One Piece anime has so much imagination, so much creativity, and for y'all hating on the new episodes. Like, let's just take Luffy fighting Kizaru. Some of y'all didn't like it. Or some of y'all gonna be like, we want serious Luffy back. But all I hear in my head, you want the weak-ass Luffy. Why do you want a weak-ass? Don't you like Luffy C strong? It's because, in my head, I think Luffy scares you, to be honest. I think you guys are scared. You know, if you look at Blackbeard and Buggy and stuff, they kind of look intimidating. They look scary. But I think Luffy scares you guys the most. It scares you the most. Since you guys are offended or bothered, you're bothered by Luffy being the way he is. But he was always meant to be this way. You know? If Luffy wasn't meant to be this way, Oda would never like draw Buggy in the manga. Would never draw them and let them meet so early. Why do you think it's that? Why do you think these 4 guys are the new emperors? It was always meant to be, you know, the beginning and start of One Piece was never meant to be very different from the ending. All right. If you take Naruto, you know, you only get like to see Naruto like growing up, being a ninja, and stuff, meeting his party member Sakura. But what do you see in the ending? Exactly, not much from the beginning. Very striking the length. An anime that starts a certain way, most likely, not always, most likely ends up the way it started and the way it's supposed to be. Because the creator and the mangakas already know the story. They just do some things meanwhile in between. Alright, and I appreciate this. And I'm still gonna follow this. Since One Piece might be the best manga anime we get to date. And that's great. I don't wanna be pandering to Dragon Ball all my life. Like, even if Dragon Ball is great, and Dragon Ball is great for the time it came out, it was great, since that's all we wanted. But now, it's different now. And if we get One Piece, and if we get something new, like a new anime we can see, with new stuff, new abilities, new stories, I rather want to watch this than still pandering to all the stuff and be like, everything was better back then. It's not always true, guys. Saying that everything was better back then is not always true. Sometimes it's so far away from the truth, bro. You don't even imagine. So you guys need to stop pandering to Dragon Ball. Stop pandering to bullshit, period, man. Alright? And I'm saying stop, but I'm not forcing you. You do whatever you want. But if you somebody who's pandering to all this bullshit, garbage, instead of like being like, let's give the newest anime a shot, they could maybe break the internet. Okay? If you're not one of these guys, bros, I'm gonna fucking block you. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, somewhere in social media. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna be like, you are pandering to this fucking bullshit. You most likely also pandering to women. A shout out to Kalai, because that was something Kalai talked about. Kalai walked this video. Shout out to Kalai. But you guys pandering to women and pandering to not maybe shitty ass animes, but animes that are kind of outdated, and these creators don't want to make new episodes anymore. They want to do something new, and you guys, instead of accepting this and giving One Piece a shot, you want to be like, oh, One Piece is shit, One Piece is mid, One Piece, no One Peak, there will never be One Peak, where I want to go back to Dragon Ball, or whatever, or I don't even want to slip up and say something worse, and pandering to this bullshit. And then you guys are surprised why things go to haters, or why some actors quit. And you think because these actors are getting sick. No, you guys make these actors, voice actors, quit. It's you guys doing this. Nobody else doing this. You see me be here hating. Oh, no. I like the way states everything is. As long as we daily get into episodes, I'm watching it. Things are unfortunate, of course. Things are getting delayed, of course, but we already got like great things. We already have great stuff, great shit. So yeah, we're just talking about you guys pandering. Yeah, these guys who pander to these type of folks are guys who don't know much. You don't know much. All you know is what you learn in school. There's nothing wrong, but that's all you know. You never broaden up your horizon because you think it's not necessary. You think it's Neanderthalish. You think it's backwards. You think it's retarded. Oh, we don't do this anymore. We modern. Most of y'all think you live in modern times are fucking stupid, dumb, and pandering to bullshit. And you don't do no research. And then you guys want to be respected. You type of guys want to go around and sue. You want to sue around. You want to sue everyone if you get knocked out. All right. But you've been pandering. If you pander to women and you don't really comprehend women as a whole, or you don't know what's going on, or you don't know how to judge when a woman acts right or wrong, and you're just like, oh, but she's just a woman. But it depends. If a woman actually takes somebody's life, Are you just gonna be there and be like, oh, it's just a woman, she was on her period? That's what I call pandering. You're pandering to her. You're just saying this because, you know, she's gonna treat you, give you some type of special treatment. We talking to you guys. You know, I'm like, you type of guys, I'm gonna block you. You're the reason why women are like that, because since you guys have no boundaries, these women still gonna act like this. And the same with anime. Since you guys have no boundaries with anime and accept every bullshit just because there's like Dragon Ball name written on it, these guys always gonna make bullshit. They're always gonna, at the end of the day, and in the future, they're just gonna make anime for children. They're not gonna make anime for like more mature audience if you guys keep pandering to this BS. And that's also all I have to say. Alright, you guys can watch and dislike. I really don't care. For me, this all BS. Alright, I already said it, guys. We've been eating good. The anime, everyone has the little stuff. I cannot name all the animes, but I know you guys, those who don't like necessarily watch One Piece or Dragon Ball or Naruto, if you don't watch this like that, it's alright. You guys have your niche. You know, all you have your like little niche stuff like Death Note. It's alright. You know, or even like older stuff. You know. I'm just saying because Death Note, I also watch Death Note, but you know what I mean. Everyone has this stuff, so if you have these guys pandering, you know, we're gonna have a little problem. But this can be either solved great, like in a good manner, or it can just be completely ruined for all of us. You know, all right, and you guys don't want that. You know, for crying out loud, man, they're already talking about the voice actor for Luffy already gonna retire before they're gonna end. And and none of us want that. None of us want that. We want the original voice actor to finish. You know, but these things happen. And yeah, you could be like, she's old. She's been doing this for too long. But guys, if she loves doing this, if the voice actor loved doing this, you think they really would leave? Don't you think they're just too much in a toxic environment and they're like, you know, we have to quit? You know, I could be wrong, but you guys being like completely in denial and acting like this is not a thing exposes you guys for being some type of pandering again. You guys are some type of pandas, huh? Always pandering around. But I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna go. Before I make this video too long, before we talk too long, I mentioned already everything. You know, seriously. So let's resume and go back, guys. One Piece has been through like a lot of ups and downs. But overall, if I look at this anime and plus manga, it's actually great. Alright? In any of y'all talk shit about One Piece, you're just pandering to anime and you want to overhype Dragon Ball way too much. Because if you look at Dragon Ball, all you have is Goku's backstory. You have Goku's backstory, which is great and all. And then he grows up. He becomes an adult and has a family. Then the Saiyans arrive. Then you go to Namek. Then Salaraz. And then you have the Buu saga. If you look at all of this, it's actually pretty short. And it doesn't make it that much longer if you add Dragon Ball Super. Alright. One Piece, on the other hand, has just one story, and it's still One Piece. It's not One Piece Shippuden, right? But it's very long, it's very broad. And I know it has like a lot of flaws, but it's 1,000 episodes. So it's still a lot, alright? And it's still not quite done. So overall, you gotta be like, this is a very imaginative, creative anime. You can say whatever you want, bro. You can hate as much as you want. You can panther to other animes. If you like other animes and you like One Piece is trash, like complete trash, not like One Piece not mine's, trash, man. I'm like, you're the reason why we don't get great things anymore. Because you don't even care about One Piece. Because when I ask you guys why you don't like One Piece, you be like, we Luffy. I'm like, One Piece is more than just Luffy. If One Piece would be all about Luffy, they would call his anime Luffy, right? But it's not. The name is not Luffy. It's One Piece, right? So you guys are mad about the One Piece success. You guys don't like it when like some franchise series or anything has success and you guys are not familiar with, or you guys cannot get into it because you think it's too many episodes, too much lore or whatever, and then you guys become bitter and you don't like it. Yeah. You want everyone, you always want to be trendy. You want to be the trend. That's why you guys make all these brain rot things, because you guys know for sure you're gonna have a lot of stuff. It's a sad life though. But yeah, that's how I feel. How you guys looking at One Piece, because it gets all this undeserved hate. Alright. And if you don't watch it, if you watch One Piece or not, I don't care. You have to admit that you know about it, or at least heard about it, or at least seen a little about it, and then we're gonna be like, oh yeah, the animations are great, right? But you guys gonna be like, no, for me it's too colorful and stuff. I'm like, too colorful? Too colorful? You guys have no soul, don't you? You don't have no soul for saying something like this. You must have no soul. You're soulless. Completely empty shell, empty husk for saying that One Piece is too colorful. Too much color. This is what they're saying now. This is what you guys say now. Too much color. This anime is too much color. Oh, I can't watch it with my eyes. Seriously? What about Dragon Ball? Too colorful. Isn't Dragon Ball too colorful? These Saiyans here literally turn gold. And this is not too colorful. Goku's outfit is literally orange. Like, what the fuck, bro? And this is not too colorful? See, if Dragon Ball does it, it's alright. But if One Piece does it, you motherfuckers. Some of y'all even gonna be like, oh yeah, One Piece is copying from Dragon Ball. One Piece is copying. Oh yeah. Alright. So if you go somewhere and you want to buy some clothes, are you copying those, since they made like a lot of copies, and are you copy? You want to tell me somebody does something, nobody's allowed to do it? You guys are dumb. You guys are dumb, clueless, pandering to things. And you guys are just dumb. You guys are dumb. You guys are so dumb. We sitting here and we can't talk about nothing. We cannot sit here and have like freedom of speech, have our own opinion, and talk about like what we like or not. Since you guys gonna be like, oh, we wrong. He doesn't think the way I think. He doesn't have the same diet as I have. Something's wrong. He should not be like. He shouldn't talk like that. He shouldn't be like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Don't worry. I'm gonna block you guys. I'm gonna block you. I'm not here to have conversation with NPCs. Really, real, straight bots, robots. I'm not here to have a conversation with y'all. You guys are so small to me. You're really small. You have no idea. You have no idea how small you are. To me at least. All these NPC bots, wannabes who are not even real. You're not even a real human. You're not even a real anything. You're not even a real species. You was made in China. The real you got probably kidnapped. But I'm saying too much. I'm scared. We need to go back and talk about the anime, guys. But yeah, I actually need to go, man. Why am I here talking so much? You guys get the point. You guys get the point. I should talk more. Where did Luffy's gonna be there. You go see the real Luffy. I don't care about these theories, guys. I just want to see this animated. I want to see this fight animated, just like in Dragon Ball. I want to see this fight, and I want to actually see this on screen and be like, wow, it was worth watching this anime since we get to see everything now. I don't need it explained. I just want to watch it, guys. And it's happening now. We already get the great episodes, so we have to, might as well just enjoy. Fuck the haters, fuck those who hate, fuck those who pander. Just watch your, fuck it, watch your anime. And don't be waiting too much. Don't be like, oh, maybe we get something in the future. Fuck this, bro. You need to enjoy while you live now. Else we're never gonna get something great. Oh, you know, I don't want to tell these mangakas. I'm telling you guys, you can believe me or not, but we are actually getting the best animes ever of all time. We getting it right now. It's right now, guys. So we have to watch it right now. And be happy about it and not be too much doubtful. Stop doubting. Why are you doubting? Why are you doubting? Why are you still doubting? Stop doubting so much. Stop it, bro. Why are you doubting? Do I need to come to your house? Like rub your back a little bit, because stop doubting. Stop thinking too much about, oh, am I doing right? Am I watching? Just watch, bro. Just watch it. Fuck what these other guys are still talking about One Piece, man. You should be happy that we got this. Not be doubting, thinking too much, bro. A fucking waste of time. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go now. But before I go, we're gonna talk about what could have actually fixed One Piece, since One Piece is flawed. What would actually would fix One Piece is if One Piece would have gotten more support, or if it would have started sooner. But it started kind of the right moment. One Piece maybe would be fixed if it would have maybe 2,000 episodes instead of thousands. So we would have more arcs, more things happening, more depth, more in-depth. We would have to take more villains and actually have their stories more fleshed out. Make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, this would have fixed it, you know. It would be more detailed, you know. But that's the only thing. If something that's big like this, make it bigger. But if not, hey, I just take it. I just take it, guys. I just take it without going too much detail. For me, it's a masterpiece, hands down. And I say this without this anime even being finished. I just tend to say this about animes that are finished, but this is not even finished. To me, it's already a masterpiece. And I'm gonna stay on that rock, on that mountain. For me, it was always peak. And I'm gonna go now, guys. Alright, if you watch all the way, guys, awesome. I'll be back for another video, I don't know, but I had to talk about this. I had to let this out since I heard like a lot of hate on it, but it's like unnecessary. I get it. And there's also one thing I'm gonna say: if you don't like One Piece, then just don't watch it. Don't keep watching it and be like, oh, I didn't like this episode. You're sick. You're sick, and you're just pandering. You're just pandering to some lost woman who does not like, who just hates anime in general. So when she sees One Piece, she just gets like a heart attack. And she's gonna treat you better if you hate on it. This too, some waste of bullshit time. Yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think. You know, you think One Piece is overhyped? I don't think it is. I think the things they do with the live action is trash. But anime-wise, it's great. It has flaws, but it always, like, One Piece always had, like, their moments, and they always got back up after they fell. And it's not easy, you know, it's not easy to be the number one anime. You're gonna have a lot of competition. You're gonna have a lot of guys just talk shit just because they don't want it. They want their animes, but it's not the way it is, guys. And I don't care, but you know, I'm gonna go, guys. You know, catch you guys later. Later then.